Okie dokie. Hi everybody, let's do some Pilates. So we're going to lay on the mat, come on down and just find that nice comfortable position and just lay for a moment and just, yeah, you can see me, just think about having your feet and knees hip width apart. Place your hands on your rib cage. Relax your shoulders and let's breathe into the rib cage. So as you breathe in, feel your ribs expand wide. And as you exhale, just feel them relax. Let's do that again. Big breath in. And breath out. So just really focus on that expansion of the rib cage. As you're inhaling and exhaling, just get that feeling that you're breathing deep into the rib cage and low, right into the bottom part of your lungs is where you want to be breathing. Now just keep that lovely slow fluid breathing going as we bring in some very nice arm circles. So we inhale and then we exhale. I just want you to think about connection. So you're thinking about the space between your ribs and your hips staying the same. It doesn't get any bigger, it doesn't get any smaller, it just stays the same. Inhale overhead. Exhale, circle. Inhale overhead, exhale, circle. And we're just going to keep going like this in these very lovely circles, going all the way around, thinking about the movement coming from around your shoulder blades. Let's do one more. And finish with the arms above your chest. Reach them up to the ceiling. Gently draw them down. Reach them up to the ceiling. Gently draw them down. Let's just do that a couple more times. And then let's do one arm at a time. So I'm going to reach, draw it down, reach, draw it down. So I'm just doing one single arm at a time. I'm keeping the feeling that my shoulders are down and away from my ears. And I'm avoiding any sort of tension. Don't let your head tip back. That's really important. And I'm just moving from around the shoulder blade. Let's do one more on each side. And then you're going to open the arms wide and bring them back together. So again, the same thing, the focus is the movement coming from around the shoulder blades. So don't just think about opening and closing the arms. Think about that connection coming from around the shoulder blades. So you're really, really connected. Inhale to open. Exhale to close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale. Exhale. And one more. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. And then from there, just roll the shoulders around. As you're exhaling, you're feeling your shoulder blades just glide down into your back pockets. and just getting that lovely mobility going around the shoulders. And then you stop in the middle, and we're going to go for a scissor arm. Before we do it, think about your pelvis and make sure that your pelvis is in a neutral position. Exhale, extend away. Inhale, switch. And remember, we're keeping the space between the ribs and the hips the same. And we're not letting that shoulder go up punchy by the ear. So you're constantly pulling your shoulders or your shoulder blades down away from your ears. Exhale, extend, inhale, change. Exhale, extend, inhale, change. Just lovely and fluid. That's really nice. Okay, just going to do 2 more, really focusing on that lovely control. And then keep the arms above the chest, turn the palms to face the floor, let them float down. Inhale up to the chest, exhale down to the floor. Have the palms face towards each other as they come up, and then the palms face the floor as they go down. It's like you're lightly pressing something, but it's coming from underneath the armpits. It's not coming from up at the top of the shoulder, and we're making sure we don't lock those elbows out. So that's super duper important. Inhale, exhale. Try to connect with your breath. And now you're going to leave your arms on the floor. We're going to go for our little leg slides. We gently pick one foot up, slide the leg along towards the end and bring it back. My foot is not actually touching the mat, it just hovers. But what I'm really focusing on is not moving my pelvis. So I can feel that as soon as I lift the foot off of the floor, the tummy flattens and the back doesn't change position. So you don't want to feel that your sacrum has moved. We're going to add an opposite arm reach with the leg. But now we've added the arm extension, we have to work harder at making sure that we don't now go into like a back arch. I really think the going away bit's important and the coming back in bit's important. So sometimes we get into the mindset of, I'm going to really focus on reaching away and then I'm going to put it back. And actually it's the coming back in that you're using your core still to control that movement. Let's do that again. Exhale, extend. Inhale, come back. And can you focus on where you're putting your foot? So as you bring that leg back in, you're going to be making sure that your foot goes back where it came from. That sounds very like, well, yeah, of course, but you'll be surprised how many times I see people bring their foot into the middle when you've got your feet too close together. So you're always going to be thinking about that alignment and tracking those two very separate lines. Exhale, extend. Inhale, bring it back in. Let's do one more. Exhale away. Inhale back in. From there, palms are on the floor. Lightly press your arms into the floor. Soften your rib cage. Take a breath in as you breathe out, going into a shoulder bridge. Squeeze your bottom. Ribs are soft and hips are higher. Then the ribs, take a breath in as you exhale, scoop the belly, and maintain that curve of the spine as you're coming down. That's the movement. We're going to continue to do that. So you really want to squeeze your bottom. You have to make sure that you're not using your back to push and arch, and that you are not scrunching your feet. So you're rolling in the spine sequence, and we're not just thrusting the hips up. So we're getting that articulation, that segmental control of the spine, moving through the vertebrae one at a time. Let's do one more. Engage the core and float one leg to tabletop. Inhale, place it down. Exhale, lift the other. Now the same thing applies here. You've got to make sure that you put the foot down where it came from. So the foot's got to go back down the same place it took off from. It doesn't go in the middle, yeah? Very often we end up placing it in the middle. It's got to go not only wider, but just the same level as your sit bone. That's where you want the foot to go. And I know you want to see what's going on, but sometimes what happens is when we keep our head turned one way, we end up with an imbalance because our head's constantly going that way, not the other way. So if you can, just look up to the ceiling and I'll let you know when we're changing. Otherwise, you know, we end up with the neck. We end up with imbalances. And what we're trying to do in Pilates is work the body symmetrically. We want the body to be even on both sides. Let's do one more. And then from there, lift one leg, control, lift the other leg. If when you lift the other leg, your belly jumps and your back arches, you might not be ready to lift both legs into the air. Now we're going to go 1 and 2, 1 and 2, but I'm not just kind of doing that. Yeah, I'm controlling it from the core. And if it feels too much, you keep both legs down and you do one leg up and then the other, and that's fine. It's just really important that your belly doesn't push out and your back doesn't arch. Let's raise the arms into the air to make it a little bit more challenging. But keep drawing your shoulder blades down towards your back pockets. Scoop your tummy in. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's lovely. Nice, controlled movements. In 8, 7, 6. Keep drawing the tummy in. Good. 3, 2, 1. And then place the feet down the floor. Bring your arms back down by the side of your body. Go back up into a shoulder bridge. Stay there, soften the ribs, press your shoulder blades into the floor and your arms and squeeze your bottom like crazy. Lift one heel, place it down. Lift the other heel, place it down. Continue to do that. Do not go. Yeah, lift one heel, place it down, wait. Lift the other heel, place it down, wait. Always wait in between, because then you can feel if maybe your hips have dropped or your back's arching. So really pull your tummy in, squeeze your bottom like crazy, and use your arms to press into. Feel like you're pushing your knees away from your head. Now go both heels together without the bottom dropping. place them down. So you've got to work really hard now to squeeze your glutes. You're lifting, you're lowering, you're pressing into the shoulders, and you're not letting your knees go any wide. Stay really lifted. Let's do one more. So super lifted, and then you scoop and you roll down. And you lengthen the tailbone away. Well done. Take your arms out wide. Keep your feet where they are, as in, don't go any closer together. And let your knees go side to side. Now remember, I can see that some of you have got your arms like this. And actually where we want them is down on the level of the shoulders. And as you're moving side to side, you're just really relaxing the chest and relaxing the rib cage into the floor. So we're not arching up or causing any kind of hyperextension in the back. Okay, lovely. Draw one leg into the chest. Stretch the other leg out straight and just feel that lovely stretch there and just breathe. And change legs. And just do a very lovely breath in and breath out. Gorgeous. Well done. Okay, guys, roll onto your tummy. Okay, calm down. Place one hand on top of the other and put your forehead on your hands. Your legs are straight behind you, energized. Draw your tummy muscles in. Stabilize the pelvis. Shoulder blades away from the ears and legs nice and strong. As you lift your chest, your eye gaze goes slightly forwards, but I want you to look at my neck. I'm not doing this. And I'm not doing this. So when you come up, avoid that and avoid that. You just want your neck to follow in a natural alignment. Let's go inhale to lift and exhale to lower. And as you inhale and lift, you draw your shoulders away from your ears, you widen your collarbone, and you lift your tummy muscles in towards your spine. And you create this beautiful stretch all the way from the top of the head down to the toes. Reach it away as long as you can. Should feel quite nice. If you want more of a challenge, you're going to keep your forehead super glued to your hands. I'm going to show you. Now you'll feel like you're hardly moving, and that's okay, we keep it low. If you feel tension in the top part of your neck and top part of your shoulders or your lower back when you're doing this, we're probably not ready to take it to that next level, okay? Because you've got to get the feeling that your tummy's drawing in and your shoulders are pulling away from your ears. So as you inhale and lift, draw your tummy in away from the floor and pull your shoulders away from your ears. And the idea is you're not meant to come up very high. It's quite a low line, but I want you to engage the lats. The lats are these muscles down here, the wings. Yeah, pull them down away from your ears. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. And relax. Okay. I want you guys just to place your hands and elbows on the floor. Elbows touching the floor. So not back here, yeah, elbows touching the floor. Shoulders pull away from the ears as you lift. And now we come into a slightly higher extension, but we're still stretching. We're not pushing into the back. So top of head goes one way, toes the other. Now, can you draw your waistline in a bit more? Feel like you're pulling your waistline in, and you'll feel that connection around the spine. Now, as you lower, keep that connection and pull the elbows towards the hips. When I say pull the elbows towards the hips, I don't mean physically move your arm. Imagine your arm super glued there, but you're feeling like you're pulling your elbows towards your hips. They're not going to move from the mat, but that's the way they're going. So as I'm going up, I'm pulling my shoulders towards my hips. And as I'm lowering down, I'm still pulling my shoulders towards my hips. Inhale to lift. Can you pull your tummy in a bit more? Exhale to lower. And I just want you guys to look forwards as you're coming up. There's going to be no real strain on the neck, so don't tip the chin forwards, but you can come up into a bigger lumbar extension, and it does feel quite nice up here. This is quite a nice one. Yeah, and down again. Open through the collarbone, draw your belly in. Extend your spine, nourish the spine, bring it to life. Let's do one more. And reach it, long, 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 long. And then we come down and we take it into a shell stretch. Well done. Sit back, let your forehead just rest onto the floor. Okay, well done. So put your hands behind your head and actually put one hand completely on top of the other. So not just sort of like that, okay? One hand on top of the other. Now I want you guys to pull your head into your hands and feel how nice that feels on the neck. You feel that lovely stretch. So you're not, I definitely don't, often people do this. Like, don't do that, that's gonna crush. But it's not tip, you've got to pull. So it's almost like I'm pulling my head in and it's going up that way at the same time. And it should just feel really, really nice. And if you keep that connection, the shoulder blades are pulling down, the head is pulling into the hands, and then you feel really, really connected. So I want you to take, now, this is not down, this is up. So I'm lifting this side, not the shoulder, but this side, lift up. So now I've got this like massive stretch here, and this is connected. Then come back up and go the other way. So I'm going to go over, 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 and I'm still pulling my head into my hands. Now, what I don't want you to do is this, because that's me just going down, and then I'm just squashing everything. I actually want to think up. Yeah, but however, the shoulders never go up. So never do that, because that's disconnecting as well. That's the same as like just coming down there. So shoulders down, pull your armpits into your body, pull your head into your hands, and also draw in your waistline. So we mustn't let our guts hang out. We've got to draw the waistline in as we're doing this exercise. So now we're going to make it a little bit more challenging. Come down. In fact, no, come back up. Take one leg out to the side. Maybe mirror me, because that might be easier. Over you go, over you go. Now, this hip should be over the knee, right? Over you go, over you go, over you go. One hand on the floor, lift the leg into the air. Okay, so we're pushing away. We're not doing this with the shoulders. Pull the shoulder blades into the body. Keep the leg lifted and you're up. This hip is up, it's not collapsing. Dorsiflex the ankle, kick it forwards. Point the toe, take it back. Dorsiflex forwards, point back. This is a great exercise because there's quite a lot of things happening here. One, you're working your glute. Two, you're working the stabilizers. Underneath here, there's a really important muscle called serratus anterior, and it often doesn't get worked, and the lats and everything become quite weak, and they're part of your core. This is a tough exercise. This is a lot harder than just laying down, waving your arms in the air. Yeah, this is a tough one. But this is the sort of stuff that's going to get us strong. Now, when you kick the leg forwards, I want you to make sure you're pulling your waistband in so that we don't go into a posterior tilt. Now, just keep the leg at the side, tap it down, lift it up. Tap it down, lift it up. Look at the arm that I'm resting on. Are you now doing this? Because this is quite a common thing that happens. The other thing that happens is people go, oh, that's a bit too hard, I've had enough of that one. Don't, just do it, okay? Just do it. That's how we're going to get stronger. And come up. Okay, let's do the other side. Accept the fact it's tough. Right, pull the head into your hand, shoulder blades down, take the leg out, make sure this hip is over the knee. And I'm not going, I don't want to think, right, I've just got to get down there. I'm thinking, lift, contracting, and then there, then the leg comes up. Dorsiflex forwards, plantar flex back. Dorsiflex forwards, plantar flex back. Let's make sure we're breathing. Make sure that leg is not going any higher or any lower, okay? It's very controlled. It's not just sort of like swinging all around the place. It's controlled. Your body is staying really still against the movement. I'm pulling up through here. This side is really lifting away from the floor. And we're really opening the chest, we're not collapsing. It's tough, isn't it? It's very easy just to stop and go, oh, I think I need to take a little breather. Let's try and keep going. Now the leg is at the side, tap and lift, tap and lift, tap, pull in and lift, tap, lift, and relax. Okay, roll the shoulders. That's very satisfying because you can actually feel those muscles having to work. Lay back onto your back. Okay, so we've got knees and feet back at hip width. We're going to go for a knee drop. The whole point of this is to stabilize the pelvis. Okay, so we've worked those muscles quite hard just now. I want you to choose one leg and stay with that leg. The feet are in line with the hips. Now here's what's going to happen. The knee is going to open out to the side and come back in. But the point of this exercise is to stabilize the pelvis. It's not how far that knee can open. Because I can easily take that knee right out there and that's easy to, you know, we can all take the leg and let it drop right out. That's not the point. The point is when the leg goes out to the side, everything else has to stay still. So the space between the ribs and the hips doesn't change. Your sacrum is anchoring onto the floor and the other leg doesn't move, it stays still. Yeah, so you've just got the one leg moving and the other leg isn't doing anything. Let's add a breath to that. Let's inhale to open and exhale to close. Keeping everything really still. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Let's bring a little bit more engagement to that. So when you breathe out and you close the leg, you're going to think about that belt tightening. Remember, it's never tense. It's the feeling that you're just drawing the waistline in as that leg comes in, okay? So we inhale, open. Exhale, everything just gently draws in. And please don't let that knee go too wide, because we don't want the pelvis to move. If that knee goes right out there, but my pelvis has moved a little bit like this, I haven't really achieved anything. I've just moved the whole thing. So I've got to do it where this side doesn't move. Okay, let's try the other side, guys. Inhale to open and exhale to close. The other thing that can happen on that knee is as one knee goes out, the other one tends to want to go in the opposite direction. So you've just got to keep an eye on that leg, because it will start wandering off. We've got to keep it where it is. We've got to keep the pelvis really still. The tummy is always staying flat, but there's one thing you must never do, and that's push your back into the floor. You know, there was a thing that people used to do in the 90s, I think it was. Like, okay, push the back into the floor. And what that does, it just puts your spine in a really weird position. So you must never push from the back. Always draw in from the front. Think about drawing in, pulling in the waistline. We often talk about scooping in the lower abdominals. Never suck the ribs up. Yeah, that's something we never want to do. Let's just do a couple more of those, okay? Just nice and easy. Okay, good. All right, so let's work a little bit harder now. A bit warmer now, take this off. Oh, okay. So guys, we are going to work a bit harder now. Remember, it is lovely doing these sort of exercises, and they're great for stability, but we have got to challenge the body as well. So sometimes when things get a little bit harder, we often kind of go, oh, I don't want to do that bit. Let's push ourselves to do it, okay? Because you'll be surprised when you start getting into it, you'll be surprised what you can actually achieve. Okay, so we're going to go for an ab prep. Inhale, head nod, exhale, come up into flexion. Inhale, stay, exhale, lower. We're going to continue with that. Now, this is not a crunch. When you see like a fitness person doing a crunch, often they come up like this. And I've bunched the belly up and I've sort of tucked under here, and it looks, because I've come up quite high, it looks like I'm doing something effective, and all I've actually done is created a pot belly effect. So in order for me to come up, rather than crunch forward, I'm going to stretch my spine. So imagine from the back of my head here, I'm being pulled that way and creating length, yeah, rather than bunch. So that's just something to think about. Inhale, head nod. Exhale, come up. Inhale, stay. Exhale, lower. And let's keep it going. So you're flattening your tummy. Do not squeeze your bottom. Whatever you do, don't squeeze your bottom on this, okay? And really observe. When I say observe, I don't mean like sit up and start looking, but think internally. Think about what your tummy's doing. Is it sort of pushing out, or can you flatten it in? Not sucking up at the ribs, but that lower tummy, can you flatten it? So as you're lifting, you're getting this flattening feeling, and that's when you know the muscles are strong. Sometimes I will stop doing the exercises and I will be chatting to you and talking you through, but please do keep going, okay? And there shouldn't be any strain on your neck. Your neck will hurt if you do this, or this, or this, or this. Yeah. Don't use the neck. The cervical spine has to follow the thoracic. So we lead from the crown of the head, but then it's the chest that's lifting and you're looking between the legs. So you've still got a space between chin and chest. You're not jamming it down and you're not sticking it up like that. Okay, so flattening tummy, shoulder blades off, no stress going on in the neck. So then we can feel our abdominals working, right? Okay, your option, if what I'm about to do next feels too much, is to do it with your feet on the floor. Okay, otherwise what we're going to do is lift one leg to tabletop, then lift the other one, knees and feet together. Don't let the bottom, what I ask people to do sometimes is I ask people to bring their knees in closer. And then what people do is this, and they just lift their bottom up. So keep the sacrum where it is, just bring the knees in, but keep the spine long, yeah? Then you're going to come up into flexion and hold onto your ankles. You're going to draw one leg in and the other leg stretches out, and you're going to relax the shoulders away from the ears, then you're going to switch. Now, if this feels too much, you're going to lay back down and you're going to go back to that single leg lift. Okay, and that's fine if you need to do that. Okay, otherwise, we're going to start to pick it up a bit. Now, scoop your belly in, don't let it bulge. Is your head doing this or this? And it needs to be there. Scoop the tummy in. In 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stay. Relax. Okay. Stretch your arms and legs out, nice and long. And then take the legs wide, take the arms wide, and just stretch out into a bit of a starfish. Okay, well done. All right, bring the legs back in. So, we're going to do a hip circle, but I want you guys to focus on using your waistline to move the leg around. I will show you what I mean. So one leg goes out straight, the other leg goes into the air. So you would go, let me just show you this before you start doing it. You would go across to one corner, then all the way to the other corner, up, right the way round towards your head and stop. And then you repeat. What we don't want to do is just do them down here. They've got to come right up by your head. Now, the other thing to consider is that we don't want the pelvis to move all over the place. So we don't want the pelvis just to swing with the leg. However, there will be some natural movement, and we haven't started yet, so just give it a second. There will be some natural movement in the pelvis, and that's fine. But you want to limit that, you want to keep it stable. So use your waistline to control the movement. I can't really say much more than that, but you've got to think actually the control is coming from the waistline. So as you're bringing that leg back in, it's this that's controlling it. Not by gripping or moving the shape of your body, but by engaging. We're going to do 5 one way, 5 the other, and we're going to do a breath with it, and we're going to stop in between each one. So let's all do this together. Arms out, palms face the ceiling, lift the leg into the air. Make sure your arms are not up here. And let's go. Change direction and hit every corner. Really bring that leg right up towards your body. And relax. Awesome. Let's change legs. Okay, so both legs stretching out. We're going to go across the body first. Breathing. Change direction. 1, 2, keep breathing, guys. Your hips might be going clonk, 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 crunch, crunch, crunch. Minor. Okay, well done. Bring the legs back in, arms down by the side of the body, and do a shoulder bridge. Hold it there. And roll down. Let's do one more, guys. Rolling up to the top. And then rolling down. Okay, lovely. Come on up. We're going to come back up onto the knees. Okay. And this time we're going to do like a spine extend twist. So we're going to turn and open and then come back in and reach. And both arms are going to pull in opposite directions. Relax the shoulders away from the ears and extend those arms. So one arm very much goes forwards as the other one reaches back. Remember not to sort of, don't just kind of go like fling, fling. You're thinking about it coming from your center, and your eye gaze is looking towards the back arm. Your shoulders are drawing down away from your ears, and your hips are over your knees. And you're lengthening right through from the crown of the head. Let's just do a couple more. And we're opening that T-spine. It should feel absolutely lovely. One more on each side. Breathe. And then from there, just let the arms hang. Just roll and roll back up. Now this is a roll. This is not that. Yeah, this is roll from the crown of the head and roll back up. Keep going. And remember, you've got to use that belt to draw in, yeah? Just looking down as you roll, making sure you've got even pressure on both legs. Shoulders are relaxed and we're not letting the head droop. Let's do one more. Okay, last exercise. Have you noticed, and you've probably seen, maybe some of you are already doing it, the press up challenge on Facebook? Yeah? All I'm seeing are videos of people doing this with their head. Right, let me show you. This is what we're getting. This is what we're getting, right? I'm seeing a lot of videos of people doing press-ups like this. Or this. Or this. But mainly this. Can you see my head? Can you see what I'm doing? This is what people are doing. Okay? And what it is, because we're going down, our natural reaction, because we're leading with our eyes, we're thinking, I've got to get down there. So what happens is we overuse the neck. To do a really good push-up, it's all about form. So you've got to think about what your neck is doing. So just watch me. I'm just going to do it from my knees, okay? This is a bad press up. And now watch my neck. Can you see the difference? Can you see the difference? So my shoulder blades pull away from the ears, and as I lower down, I'm only going to think about bending the elbow. I'm not going to think about my body going closer to the mat. I'm just going to think, all I've got to do is bend my elbow, and then the rest of my body will just go where I want it to go. I haven't got to try and force it with my neck. So let's start doing them, and let's start in a small range, okay? So we'll go on the knees, okay? Even if like you're fine on doing all the toes, let's just go on the knees for now. And go really, really, really small there. Don't let your head drop. Just bend the elbow. Can you see I'm actually just doing quite small ones here? And what I'm focusing on is I'm pushing through the heel of my hand, and I'm also using these muscles here, serratus anterior, these muscles underneath the armpit. I'm pulling them into my body, and then I'm getting a good press up. That's nice, yeah. That's good. Keep going, guys. That's a lot better. I would try even more with the neck, almost as if you're holding an apple between chin and chest, and keep the feeling of pulling the shoulders away from the ears all the time. That's so much better. Can you feel the difference, guys, when you do that, of the neck? Yeah, so a couple of things need to happen. So then think about, that's looking much better, the pulling down. If you can get the feeling of that drawing in as well at the same time, so that pulls down as you're doing it, you get even more connection. So just try a few more like that. And just don't let the chin stick forwards, that's the key. Really nice, do one more. And relax. Yeah, that was so much better. Do you guys feel that? It's better on the neck, isn't it? You're not getting that sort of like dipping feeling. Okay, awesome. Let's just stand up to finish. That was really nice, guys. Well done. Okay, so just come and stand up. And I like to not stand on the mat, that's fine. Okay, place your feet underneath your hips and just roll the shoulders up, round and down a couple of times. Okay, hold it there, keep the weight in the center, so it's even between both feet. So we're spreading the weight out equally between the big toe, the little toe, and the heel, and the arches of your feet are lifting. Your pelvis is in neutral, and your rib cage is just lifted, it's light, it's lifting up. Your shoulders are down, your arms are relaxed. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, roll from the crown of the head all the way down. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, scoop the belly, and roll up through the spine, head comes up last. Inhale, exhale, roll down. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, roll up. And let's do one more, take a breath in, and breathing out to roll it down. And rolling up. And then just go forwards and backwards. I'm hardly lifting the heels, just a little teeny tiny little bit. I'm hardly lifting the heels at all. When I go back into the heels, I do lift the whole foot off. Yeah? So when I go forwards, the heels barely lift, because it's easy to do that, right?
barely lift them. And when you go back, don't just pick the toes up, get the whole foot to come up without the pelvis moving. So the pelvis stays in position. And just keep lifting up through your tummy as you are doing that. And just breathe, nice and easy. That's lovely, well done guys. And then just take a nice breath in. And breathe it out. And remember, connect. As you reach out, draw the arms in. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And then just kind of move. Just kind of flop around, whatever feels good. Dance like no one's watching, yeah? Okay, just shake the shoulders. Easy, 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 easy. And well done. Give yourselves a clap. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was lovely. And yeah, so if you are doing the press up challenge, you know what to do with your neck now. Well done, guys. Thank you ever so much. I will see you on the next class. Thank you.